Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 6th. It is 6:21 right now. We got market opening up in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And there we go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour here. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. A lot of liquidity sitting down here at the bottom. All right, looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 6th. It is 6:25 right now. We got market opening up in about 5 minutes. I marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 45,117. This is probably going to get hit pre-market in the next 5 minutes. So the next level up here is going to be at 45,149. And from the lower end over here, 45,096 is probably going to get hit pre-market. So the next one below that is going to be over here at 45,075. So just a couple of targets to look at there. There's a lot of liquidity sitting on the chart. So we'll see what happens here when market opens up. See who's here so far. Morning, Christian. Morning, Maria. Morning, David. Morning, Sam. Morning, everybody. Looks like we are good to go this morning. So I'll know the direction of the breakout shortly. It's 6:26 right now, so I'll know in about 3 minutes or so. You guys can see there's a ton of liquidity just hanging out down here. It's waiting to get hit. Looking over here at the market structure bias chart. close over here. This candle. This is the high point. So looking at this market structure bias. Looks like our bias might be bullish for today. Looking for price to stay above this area. All right, so it looks like we might be looking for some buys today above this box. This is yesterday's close, I believe. Looking at our clean chart, so it looks like market's kind of just sitting right here at the 45,100 mark. Looking at the SR chart for today. The zones here. The zones are actually a lot cleaner today compared to where they've been past couple of days. So hopefully today's market moves a lot smoother. So there goes the SR zones. Price is kind of sitting down here in the middle. There's a lower support right here, upper resistance right there. We'll come back to this shortly once market opens up. So, all right, guys, looking at current price, we'll know the breakout in about 20 seconds. As soon as this candle here closes, we'll know the direction of the breakout. Again, I'm still not taking the breakout, guys, because it hasn't been as consistent as I need it to be for me to take it on the hedge accounts. Right now, I'm just taking scalps on the hedge accounts as we kind of feel through this breakout entry. I think there are two losses for the breakouts this week. So technically, if you're doing the risk off plan, you're supposed to hold off on the breakout today until it wins. But the breakout for today looks like it's going to be a sell. So if you guys are looking to take the breakout, it is going to be a sell. I'm not taking the breakout, but if you guys do want to take it, I am marking it up for you guys here. If this candle's too big, remember you're supposed to flip it. But this candle looks fine, so it's not looking like a flipping opportunity here. Breakout for today is going to be a sell. Yeah, Sam said careful. Market may range. Big news tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. We have NFP tomorrow, exactly. We had news this morning at 5:30, high impact right here. So it was all negative. I'll mark it up. The rest of the news for today is low impact, so not too much to really be worried about. And there goes market open, guys. So market is open right now. Not in the breakout, like I said. I'm going to be coming back to that a little later. Just take a look. But for the most part, let's see. We had news over here at 5:30. I'm just going to mark that up real quick. News at 5:30, which is its red candle. And then we got opening price right here. It looks like it's bouncing off the session, or not the session yet, off the session and also off news price right there. We got a huge, well, not really a huge order, but a 50 contract just got dropped in for a sell. So it looks like someone in here is trying to push this down for a sell right now. 50 contracts dropping it. Breakout's currently running right there in profit. Mark 50 point right here. Yeah, back and take a look at that later. So, all right, nothing for me to take here right now, at least not yet. Not taking the breakout yet, guys. So we'll follow it, but I'm not in the position. Looking at the timing sales right now. It's pretty mixed. All right, guys, we got price kind of just sitting right here at open. There's nothing for us to take here right now. I'm trying to fix something on my Ninja Trader, but it's being difficult right now. Crazy. Grab this over. That's fine. So anyways, price doesn't do anything right here, guys. It's kind of just going sideways. Let me go ahead and mark up who's in control right now. The sellers are obviously in control. They push price down. We don't have any reversal patterns here, or there's nothing really pointing price to the downside. So what I'm looking for right here is I'm looking for a double body rejection, or I'm looking for an engulfing candle. You can see our price is kind of just ranging sideways at this time at the opening price. Not really much going on. This might show that the buyers may be back in control. So I'll just put a green line right here. The reason why I'm saying that is because this may be an engulfing candle. Right, this green candle is engulfing this red one. So if this is the case, then sellers push price down a little bit and the buyers might be back in control right here. So we just got to give it some time here for price to kind of breathe, stabilize after this market open, kind of whipsaw movement. These candles here are pretty crazy. If you look at these right here, these bodies are super, super small and the wicks are huge. So you definitely want to wait for the market here to kind of stabilize a little bit and determine, which direction it wants to go. Once it's determined its direction, obviously we'll continue following it there. Looking at this here, so we had a reversal to the upside. This is an engulfing candle. And then right here, we have a double body rejection. So this is another reversal pattern. If this is a case here where these both reverse, then in this situation, the sellers are still in control, right? Because most recent reversal would be to the downside. So we kind of have to see how this candle here closes. Again, if this candle closes red, it's going to be a double body rejection. That is a reversal to the downside. So we had price come down, reverse, and reverse back down. So we kind of have to just wait to see what the price action tells us on this specific candle here. We have 15 seconds on this candle. Once this candle closes, we'll determine, are the sellers still in control or are the buyers now in control and starting to push price to the upside? Very tricky. These candles are, and there's a big gap right there too. So the sellers are still in control. Buyers definitely did not take control there. You can see how that gap down right there. That shows that the buyers are trying to push price up. The sellers spike price down very sharply. So breakout's still running right here. It's like in profit, but it's moving very slowly. So we'll come back and take a look at the breakout a little later. If you guys are looking to take that there, or if you guys are in the position, we'll come back and check on you guys. But right now, there's just no scalps to take at the moment. It's right in between all of these red flags. Obviously, you guys can see we have opening price right here, sessions, news price, sessions, liquidity down here. Nice. Sam got the break and retest. Solid. Yeah, if anything, if you're looking for break and retest, guys, the sell would be the obvious direction because the breakout is a sell. So you don't really want to fade the breakout. You kind of want to go with it. So looking at this here, price kind of came down, retested. It retested with a V1. That's, it retested at a V1 at that. So it's like another confirmation right there. So pretty solid. Hey, Lamar, morning. Morning, Lila. All right, guys. So price is still pushing down. Breakout is in profit, but there's not really too much going on here. Price is still kind of lingering. So looking at this so far, we had the sellers push price from up here. We had a reversal pattern to the upside right here. It failed. Then we had another reversal pattern right here back to the downside. It's a double body V1 rejection. So we're getting reversals in both sides. This is a very, I wouldn't say irregular market, but I would say it's choppy at that. So like looking at this right here, if this candle closes green and it closes up here, then this is going to be another reversal pattern, right? It's like reversal, reversal, reversal. It's 3 back-to-back reversals here. Obviously, there's a fight for control here, obviously. The buyers want to be in control, the buyers want to recover, and the sellers here want to stay in control. So the sellers here are still in control, of course. We don't have any confirmation of reversal to the upside, at least not yet. This candle didn't close high enough. It had to close up here for it to engulf. So it looks like price came down here and grabbed liquidity. And I guess we'll see what happens here next. So it might come down further. There's a lot of liquidity sitting down here, guys. So this is why, like, it's kind of tricky as like to where price can go, because there's a ton of liquidity right here. See all these liquidity targets? They got to get hit at some point, right? So price finally make its way below this point. I mean, these liquidity targets are where price is going to push to. Price has been in a bearish control right here since 624, right before market open. The only problem is that we're stuck right here in the red flag area. See all these like horizontal, or these lines that go left to right? These horizontal lines, this blue line, green line, pink line, purple line. This is the opening price. This is the New York high. This is the news price from 5:30 a.m., the high impact news event. And then this is the Asia low. So price is trying to get past this area, but it's not really having much luck. Once price does get past this area and actually closes below here, it's open space here to knock out all of this liquidity, right? So that's kind of what we're waiting for right here. I mean, if that becomes the case, that's going to be in the direction of the breakout. Breakout is pushing right here in profit on its way to its 50-point target. And we'll kind of see what happens here as price continues to move along. But the breakout is running in profit right here. It's not necessarily a clean breakout, but it is pushing in direction. So we got it pushing down right here. And the target is going to be over here at 45,011 for the 50 points if you guys are looking to get out right there. So here we go again. Price knocked down and it took out this liquidity. And it took out this liquidity. So 3 levels of liquidity right here just got knocked out. Price is pushing lower to the next level of liquidity down here. It's pushing down to this next level of liquidity. Almost at the 50-point mark right here. I'll set an alert. Or we don't really need an alert. We'll just come back to it. But there we go. Price grabbed liquidity, and it looks like it's getting stuck right here again. Looking at the time and sales, a lot of buy orders starting to flood in right now. Yeah, a lot of buy orders coming in right here. So with the buy orders coming in on the time and sales, it could mean 2 things. Either these sellers are starting to offload their position and it's tracing up a little bit, or the buyers are trying to get back in control. So it looks like we had some consolidation right here. There's some slight consolidation right here. All right, so I drew this consolidation area where price was earlier. I mean, it's the same setup as yesterday, right? Price pushes a little bit, consolidates a little bit, ends up staying in that area. So I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit here. It's consolidating around the red flag area down here. It's coming for that break and retest again. So broke below, retesting the area. We'll see if it holds. Yeah, Sam said, let's see if this is a sweep. Yeah, because there was like 3 levels of liquidity down here, guys. So this could be a liquidity sweep. And a correction back to the upside. Right, back to the upper level liquidity right there. We got more liquidity right here, so I mean, if it is a sweep, price can go back and just knock this area out. Yeah, so it looks like this area right here could have been a liquidity sweep fake out. We're looking for 2 things here. So we're looking for price to either come back below this area and come back further for more liquidity, or we're looking for price to fake out at this point and obviously come back up, right? 2 different scenarios here. I mean, it's really hard to tell what's going to happen here. Looking at this, there's another double body rejection at this point. So if this candle closes red, this is another reversal pattern lower. It's not at a high, but it's still a double body rejection, and there's a gap right there. So I think price is going to come down lower, guys. Same thing that happened over here, double body rejection and a gap. double body rejection, and a gap. So with that there, the price action is showing that price is likely to come back down further. It's just a little tricky. I mean, this is a whole red flag area, so I don't like trading around here, but the pattern there repeated itself. Double body, gap, double body, gap. So if that repeats itself, it's probably going to come down at least a couple points, right? Maybe a 50-point drop from here. I can see that 50-point drop to knock out the lower levels of liquidity right here. There's just no entries for me. I'm looking for some scalps here, mainly the MPS V2, but I just don't have that right now. Let's see, Sam said he's waiting for price to close above structure to confirm sweet bullishness. Yeah, I think price is going to keep dropping from here, Sam. If it repeats the same pattern as earlier. I mean, it's probably not going to be a clean drop, but a drop nonetheless. Let me see how far this. I'm thinking if I put a limit order here. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to create a strategy right now off of the repeated process here. I'm just going to wait for my entry to come up, but yeah, we'll see, because it's looking exactly the same. It's crazy. We'll see if it drops after this this green candle. Because it's literally the same thing. Double body, big red candle, green candle, and then it drops. Right here again, double body, red candle, green candle, and then if it does repeat the process of like what happened here, then it's supposed to come back down further. But we'll see. I mean, it doesn't always repeat the case, but you guys can kind of see patterns here. Especially if they repeat themselves. The ATR right now is a little low. So looking at the ATR right now, it's currently at 20. This is market open, so the volatility should be a lot higher. I mean, obviously, this has kind of been the case lately where the ATR is either too high or it's too low. Right now, it's I mean, it's definitely on the lower end for sure. This area of consolidation. Let's go to the clean chart real quick. So looking at the clean chart, we got a couple levels here of importance. So we got these levels over here of importance, really. This is kind of where the range is at right now. Price hasn't came down lower, but if it does come down lower, it's probably going to come down and test this whole number right here, the 45,000 mark. The midpoint right here is kind of where price is sitting. It's at the 45,050. This is the upper level of the range. But this is kind of where I'm expecting price to maybe sit around for a bit. I mean, this is kind of where it's been sitting anyways. So since pre-market here, price has been sitting here since 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock, price consolidated down here, pushed up, consolidated, came back down. Now back in consolidation down the middle. So these are the 3 levels where price kind of consolidates for a bit, right? Consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. And again, right here, for some more consolidation. So, I mean, we're just got to give it some time. So that pattern there didn't play out. It's now pulled back into the range consolidation down the middle right here. Or maybe it will play out. I mean, looking at these patterns here, the sellers are obviously, like, the patterns keep repeating themselves. So we had a double body rejection, double body rejection. This is possibly going to be an engulfing candle. This candle has 30 seconds left on it. So if this candle right here closes, it needs to close below this green candle though. So if it closes below, this is another engulfing candle, and the sellers have controlled with multiple reversal patterns here, right here, and then again right here. So the sellers are obviously in control here. The buyers don't have enough power to push price up. Looking at the time in sales, there's buy orders that are coming in, but it's just not enough. So we got 3 confirmations over here of reversal continuation to the downside. So what I'm looking for here now is I'm looking for a sell signal, and I'm gonna look for an MPS V2 down here. We have a sell signal that's currently pending. I don't know if Brock's here yet, but yeah, Brock is here. Okay, perfect, Brock. So we do have a MPS V2 setting up here, Brock, for a sell. It's going to be in the direction of the breakout, so it's going to be, we're in confluence with the direction of our trade anyways. So I'll be looking for this here to close with the sell signal, and then after that, I'll look for price to kind of push down a little bit, retrace, and then continue further. So yeah, it's probably a good time to pay attention right now, just in case. Yeah, you're good, Brock. I mean, nothing's happened since, so you're all good. So I'm kind of curious if I should adjust this consolidation. Guess we'll have to see. So we're getting flipping, like the momentum is flipping back and forth right here. So I do have this consolidation area kind of marked up. I'm thinking if I should create a new area of consolidation. Down here. Let me delete this one. No, I'll leave it as is right now. It's respecting that zone, so I'll just put 2 levels here. This one over here isn't as important. Yeah, Brock said, I hate invalids that they mess up with my heartbeat. Yeah, I know the invalid signal right there. There's gonna be another buy signal here. So if that's the case, then that's fine. We'll just have to wait for the next one. But yeah, I don't really like invalid signals either, because it doesn't really show that the sellers are really in control. I mean, the momentum came up. So this is a setup right here, Brock, but it's at the red flag. It's like literally at the session. So I wouldn't take the trade here myself personally. I'll mark it up for you guys. If you guys want to take this MPS V2, feel free. This is the MPS V2. I'm not going to take it because it's at a red flag. So it doesn't meet my criteria. And these red flags have been like giving us problems for this whole week. All right, so this is a possible MPS V2 entry. We had a sell signal here, price retraced up. This candle closed right back below it. It's pushing in profit. Unfortunately, it was at a red flag here. This is actually a really good setup now that I'm looking at it, because there was a double body rejection there. So there's a lot of confluences here confirming that the price was going to drop. For one, we had the entry here for an MPS V2. We had a double body rejection. It's also rejecting off a lot of things here. So it's rejecting off the structure. It's rejecting off the pivots. It's rejecting off news price. And there you go, full TP for the MPS V2 for anybody who took it. I'm just playing it safe this week, guys. It's NFP week and it sucks, but it is what it is. I got to follow my trading plan. So there we go, full TP on the MPS V2. Came down perfectly. This was just a really perfect entry right here. The setup here was nice. Double body rejection, rejecting off structure, engulfing candle. So there's like so many confluences on this specific entry. This was an MPS V2, engulfing, double body rejection, there was structure for it to reject off of, and then it came down perfectly. Yeah, CJ said nice move, but I skipped it too. It was just in a red flag area. I took a loss last week because I traded in a red flag area. So for me to learn from that mistake, I'm just not trading at red flag areas, which is all good. I know another trade will come up, so I'm not too worried about it. But there you go, full TP right there with no drawdown. Breakout is hit full TP over here for 50 points, guys. If you guys are still in the breakout, it's still moving in profit. This did hit its profit right there. So if you guys are aiming for a 1-to-1, 1-to-1 got hit for 50 points. And we'll kind of see what happens here next if you guys are continuing to hold on to it longer. So solid move right here. I mean, there was like a couple entries that hit. Breakout hit 1-to-1 right there. NPS V2 hit right there. It's now coming down to knock out these targets below. So this target got knocked out. This target also got knocked out. Got some targets down here still. Yeah, Maria said possible double wick and body. Thanks, Maria. So this may be a reversal back to the upside. If this candle closes green, this is a reversal pattern. Ideally, you want it to be engulfing, but it's still a double body rejection right there, double body and double wick. So this here could be a liquidity sweep, came down, grabbed liquidity, and it might be ready to swing back up from this point. Kind of what Sam was looking at earlier. There we go, double body rejection, double wick rejection. If this pushes past this this low, then it's going to invalidate it. So that's something to look out for. The sellers are in control here though, so it's tough. I wouldn't really want to go against sellers here at the moment. Yeah, so I'm looking at the time and sales, and there's I mean, it's pretty mixed. It's not really one-sided right now. All right. So we got price pushing up from here. We got news at 7 o'clock, but it's low impact. We got total vehicle sales, and we got gas stock at 7:30. So I'll kind of just keep that in mind, but I'm not going to it's not going to dictate my direction or my trades. All right, clean chart over here. So looking at the clean chart, looks like price is dropping a bit lower. Looks like it might be trying to go back to this lower end here, and it might just consolidate down here, just like it did over here. So same thing, you know, price kind of repeats itself. It goes from this area, consolidates, pushes up, consolidates, pushes up, consolidates, comes down, and then it comes back to where it was earlier this morning. It was down here at 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock this morning, it was consolidating down here. So it's just returning to the same area where it was earlier this morning. Looking over here at the market structure bias, price is moving inefficiently. As you can see over here, price is below yesterday's close. This is where market was yesterday at market close. So it's like price hasn't really done anything since. It pushed away from it a little bit during London sessions. You can see over here from London set or Asia session, slightly kind of came up a little bit. London session pushed up higher, then it came all the way back down, and it's now stuck within this huge range. You guys see this big range right here? Just a big bubble. So we want price to push out of here. It doesn't matter if it pushes down or pushes up, we want it to push out of here, one way or the other. Breakout's still running in profit, guys. It's on its way to the 100-point TP target. So it's almost down to that 1 to 2 down there. Breakout is still running. It's looking decent so far. It's knocking out the liquidity here. So this this reversal pattern was it was validated. So we had this double body rejection, price pushed up a little bit, started luring some buyers, then it came down and just knocked everybody out. So this is why I said I wouldn't really go against the sellers here. I wouldn't want to fade my own trade, right? My breakout's for a sell, so I'm not really looking to go against it. I want to look for confirmations for it to continue to the downside. So I would like a retracement though. If I can get a retracement here, some sort of buy signal for price to retrace up at least a little bit and then come back down, then I'd be looking for my entry at some point down here. Again, we have another double wick rejection down here. So let's see what we got. This is a double wick rejection. Candle's pretty big. So we're getting liquidity buildup up here. Price does retrace down. Yeah, Sam said too big of a V1. Let me check real quick if it's even on the same level. It looks like it might be offset just a little bit. Okay, so the wick is on the same candle, it looks like, or same price, like just barely. So double wick rejection right there. All right, looking for this here to push up. Give me that buy signal. I want to push up, give me a buy signal here, and then I'm gonna look for it to pull back down. So I do want this buy signal here to close. It's having trouble getting past the pivot right there. I'm fine with the double. I'm fine with an invalid buy signal here. So if we get that invalid buy, I'm cool with that. You get something here. It looks like price is now cutting into another consolidation area. Seems like we've been in this consolidating market, I mean, all week, right? Like typically I don't have to draw like zones like this, but yeah, it's been the case. We have an engulfing right here. So this is a pattern for price to continue dropping lower. Usually I would enter into a position like this, but because we've been in this consolidating market, I'm kind of worried to enter a position like this because, I mean, also this candle is huge. Typically I would enter a position like this though, if I felt a little more confident about it. But this candle is just a little too big. And there's just no, the targets here aren't, they're not close enough or they're not far enough. Yeah, because if I was to get into this here, I would want it to be a little bit smaller so I can get in from like up here and then write it down to this target. But because this candle's so big, it's probably gonna retrace up a little bit and then maybe come back down and knock at those targets down there later. So this is why I was kind of worried about it. We've been kind of stuck in these consolidation patterns all week, right? So again, we have another consolidation right here. This is, I mean, it just keeps repeating itself. Consolidation comes down a little bit, consolidation comes down a little bit. Then it creates another consolidation zone down here. And then, like I said, this candle is just way too big. So in a situation like this, we don't have much, we don't have consistency in the direction. And you guys can see my consolidation zones right here. They're pretty, I mean, price respects them pretty nicely. Okay, so I'm looking for this buy signal here to close. Once this buy signal closes, again, it's having trouble getting past this blue pivot here. The same thing that happened with this green candle. I do want this buy signal to close. There's no reversal to the upside yet. Looking over here at the price action, I don't see any reversals to the upside yet. So buy signal here would just be a retracement. Missed it by like just 1 second. It almost closed and it came down at the last second right there. Rejected off the blue pivot. So we're getting another possible double body here. If this here closes with a red candle, it's going to be another double body rejection, reversal to the downside. If it pushes up higher, it looks like we might get that buy signal. I do need the buy signal though. I want the buy signal to come up. Yeah, Glenn said pretty low ATR. It's 20 ATR. It is pretty low for market open. I agree with that. Sam said LOL, one liquidity left below. Yeah, this one that's been down there, right? There's another one right here, but yeah, there's a couple actually. It's just They're kind of far down. These are the higher time frame liquidities. So if price drops any lower, I think the lowest it'll go will probably be this London high right here. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, either way, there's liquidity building up top. So we have liquidity right here. And so it's been like this every day. It's crazy how much it's been consolidating here for NFP. Usually on Thursday, like if it's been consolidating Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it picks up on Thursday, Friday, but it seems like nothing's really changing here. It's been consolidating every day this week. Let's go over here to the clean chart. I mean, yeah, it's doing exactly what I drew here, right? So I drew these boxes to show you the consolidation throughout the day, pre-market. This was consolidating down here around 3 a.m. Then it consolidated up here, then up here. It's going between these whole numbers. So it started down here at the 45,000, then it went up to the 45,050, then the 45,100, back down to the 50, and now back to the whole number, the 45,000. It's having trouble getting past this number here. I mean, it's normal, it's a psychological number, but it's kind of just where price is at right now. Sam said, why I'm playing mind games. His buy is at 44,970. Let's see. 44,970. Let's see what you got down there. Okay. So you're looking for a liquidity sweep down here, basically. Sweep down to this lower level and then swing back up. I can see that. All right, we have another engulfing right here. We have a couple patterns here, guys. So this is actually looking good for some sells. So we had a double body rejection here. Then we had an engulfing. There's like two confluences right there back to back. Price may come down further from this point. It's not a crazy looking candle. Might come down and knock out that lower liquidity right here. I mean, it's still a tricky move. The thing is the volatility is so low that I don't want to be trapped in a position. So like something like this, I would like to take it if there's like movement, like price is actually pushing down. But the thing with this here is because there's not very much volatility, this here might just kind of sit right here, consolidate for a little, maybe pull back into the range and, eventually come back down. But I'm anticipating a choppy drop further to the downside. So we got liquidity there knocked out. Yeah, it looks like this here is going to hit it's going to come and grab liquidity down here. Yeah, Christian said we were actually talking about that setup the other day, engulfing after engulfing. Yeah, so the thing with this here is that this was a double body rejection, plus it was engulfing, and this one right here was another engulfing. So it's like back-to-back reversal patterns to the downside. There's one right here, and then there's one right here. Like, this is actually a double wick. So this is actually the setup here was actually really clean because they had a double body engulfing and then double wick engulfing. Pretty much what Maria said right there too. She said, yeah, double each candle. But like I said, these setups here, they're not as clean as like I would want them to be. Like I would like to see this, but not in a consolidation. Not with price going sideways like this. I would like to see patterns like this if price was kind of moving down this way. Like, if you see the pattern right here, like one engulfing and then another engulfing, price comes down, V1 variation engulfing comes down, V1 variation engulfing, then I would come in from right here. But we don't really have that here. It goes down for like liquidity sweeps, just like what Sam was mentioning. It came down to this point right there, 44,970. Came down, grabbed the liquidity, then it comes right back into the range. Like Sam's analysis right here is actually really good because what happens is he's looking for liquidity sweeps outside of the range and then price pulls back into the range. So that's like literally what he's looking for. He's just looking for price to come down, fill his entry, and then come right back into the range, just fakes out. So looking at that from that point there, I mean, it's nice to get in and out. Like you have to get in and out very quickly though. It's not something that I'll hold on to. It's like, get in, have your trailing stop, follow it, and then get out before it comes back down further. But that's literally what's been happening here. I mean, it just keeps repeating itself. You have all liquidity down here. Price will come down, grab liquidity like it did right here, and then pull back into the range. Price pulls down lower, grabs liquidity down here, pulls back into the range. Grabs liquidity, pulls back into the range. So this right here is kind of a break and retest now. So we have price kind of break below, retest the area, come back down here further, finish off the move, and knock out the rest of the liquidity down here. So nice setup right there. Sam, I can see what you're looking at now. Now that this thing just keeps repeating itself. Yeah, Sam said only tap and go as bias is 1 minute beating down bearish. Yeah, exactly. So like what it looks like here is a lot of people, and just like looking at the price action, it looks like what happens is people it comes down and then they sell off their position. They try to get that little breakout. As soon as they get their breakout, they grab some liquidity. Their targets get hit, and once their targets get hit, it offloads the position, swings it back up. But the sellers here are still in control. They've been in control here since earlier this morning. Like the buyers never regained control here, so sellers pushing price down. That's kind of like the pattern. So if you guys see the pattern here, what happens is price comes down. And the people who are holding the sells, what happens is their target is down here, right? Because it's at liquidity. Like a lot of people have their targets at liquidity. As soon as their liquidity gets hit, their orders get offloaded, and then it pushes price back up. And then the sellers re-enter the market again as it dips lower, and it just repeats itself. Dip, sell off, dip, sell off, dip, and then again right here, once it reaches the liquidity target, it's probably gonna sell off again, come back to the upside. There's a lot of buyers in the market though. I'm looking at the time and sales right now. It looks like the buyers here are possibly looking to flip price back to the upside. So I mean, what might happen here is we might get some more consolidation. And then they swing back to the upside from here. I just see a lot of buy orders coming in right now in the time and sales. But I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens here shortly. Or we might even get a continuation down. So like price might bounce off this lower end and then come back down from here. A lot of different situations here that can play through. Yeah, Christian said also, or he said, yeah, I need that buy signal until I'll wait for that. Also, I wouldn't consider that because the patterns are to the upside and downside, and it's not clean. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Christian. We talked about this yesterday. Like Christian was asking me, like, how do I manage when the market's not really moving how we want it to move? And I told him, it's all about discipline. If you can stick to your trading plan, during the worst market conditions, then you'll be perfectly fine once market conditions are actually moving in your favor. For us here, we had one entry come up, but there was red flags around this area, so we couldn't take that. But I'm just waiting for another setup here. So I'm looking for this buy signal to come up. Looks like it's coming back into the range, and then possibly come back down further. But I'm just being patient. I'm not forcing any trades here. I'm just kind of taking each trade as they come to me. And yeah, I'm kind of just playing by ear. There's not much else to do here. I just gotta wait. Yeah, Sam said tap and go means not waiting for the V1. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. I saw what you were doing earlier. Like, I think what I would have done in this situation is I would just have like we had the liquidity sitting down here. I would just have my pending order waiting there, just waiting for that reversal because the tap would happen, right? Price would come down, fill your order, swing back up. I do that when price is overextended. So like one way that I would trade, kind of similar to your style is I would measure this. and then I would wait for the 150 point, right? So I'd have my pending order just waiting right there at the 150. Because 100 isn't enough for overextension. I think 150 to 200 is overextension. I would have a pending order just waiting right there. Once it's overextended, I would take the position there, ride that after maybe 50 points or so, or maybe less. You know, kind of depends on like how the market's moving. The volatility right now is low, so I'd probably do like a 20-20 and do that tap and go that you mentioned. I have a specific strategy for that. It's like I call it overextension. All right, we have another engulfing candle here, possibly with this red candle. This red candle closes below this green body right here. This could be possible swing back to the downside. Not looking like it though. Baroxen, I think they are not done with the underside. There's more liquidity on the 960-ish. Yeah, there is. So there's more liquidity down here. The farthest I think price would continue dropping would be down to the sessions right here. The London high. Right. So yeah, I don't think they're completely done yet. I mean, unless I see some price action patterns here indicating that the buyers are back in control, I don't think they're done yet. So like I don't see any reversal patterns here at all. Let's see. You know, this whole setup right here is super messy. Now that I'm looking at it, there was a double body rejection from the bottom, and then a double wick rejection right here. So it was like three reversal patterns back to back. Reversal up here, reversal down here, reversal up here, and then price came down slightly. Not a big drop, but it came down slightly from this point. But yeah, it looks like you know, like you said, Brock, the sellers don't look like they're done yet. So we'll see if price continues to drop lower from here. Look for that sell signal there to close. The main problem here again is the ATR, guys. So if you look down at the ATR, ATR is currently 17. Like I said before, if this drops down to 15, it's going to be really, really slow. Like if that's the case, we might get like these candles that just go sideways, like what happened on Tuesday. Sam said I can go risk-free every time for a full reversal, but have no confidence yet for the full bullish reversal. Yeah, me neither. I mean, until you have some sort of confirmation that like, you know, price is ready to swing back to the upside, I wouldn't have any confidence with a full-on reversal, at least not yet. Looks like the bears are still in control. I mean, I haven't seen any reversal confirmation here yet. I do see a bunch of buy orders kind of coming in, but it's not enough to really sway price in that direction. So right now I'm actually seeing a lot of buy orders starting to come in. Definitely a lot of buy orders starting to flood into here, but kind of just pulling back into this range. So it's pulling back into the original range up here. Down the middle. Yeah, Sam said also selling is slowing down. Yeah, I agree with you too. That's why I was saying, like, I think this area might be where it starts to flip to the upside. This lower consolidation zone that I marked up. So I was saying, you know, two things can happen from this point here. Price can either, if we start to see the sellers lose steam, then price might start to switch the other way. Otherwise, you know, price might switch the other way and then come right back down. There's just too many different scenarios here that can play out. I wouldn't necessarily say it's just like one. Glenn's asking if there's any way to check market sentiment for YM. I think IG sentiment still works. I don't know if how accurate it is though. So I don't know how accurate it is. You can check it. Last time I checked it, it was still working, but I don't know if it was like old data. I have it right here actually. Yeah, so I don't know how accurate this is, but it does say 68% short. So it shows that there's a lot more people on the sell side, which makes sense because price is coming down. So it might be time for it to flip, but yeah, possibly. Let me just refresh it a couple times. If the numbers here change, then it's not accurate. But if it doesn't change and it stays at 68, then I think it is accurate to some extent. All right, so I've refreshed it about like 4 times. It shows that it's still at 68% short. So I do think this is sort of accurate for the most part, Glenn. Here, I'll put the link in the YouTube so you don't have to look it up. Yeah, so if you want to look at it, you can look at it from there for the most part. All right, so the sell signal here has not closed yet. The ATR is getting lower, not what we want. All right, Brock, are you still here? If you're here, it looks like your setup is starting to come up. Yep. So you got MPSV2 starting to come around this area. Christian said a possible momentum reversal as well. I think there's a momentum reversal running right now, no, Christian? Yeah. So there's a momentum reversal that's actually running right now. So it's currently running right now. So if we do get another sell entry here for MPSV2, it's going to be in line with the momentum reversal. Momentum reversal is currently running right now, is on this inside bar. And price is now coming down further. Barack said, I struggle to understand how sentiment can be relied upon if the orders or the market makers are not captured there. They are captured there. So IG is a broker. IG is like one of the biggest brokers, Brock. So like what happens is they have the data, but it's only for people who are using their broker. It's not like the entire data. It's just whoever's entering trades on their specific broker. So whoever's trading on IG, they're like one of the, I think, top 3 biggest brokers out there. They tell you what the sentiment is for their specific traders. Let's see, Brock said, or how can one be sure that the market data is on point? Well, the market data is like it's their data. So like whatever data they have, that's like their traders. And there you go, full TP right here for the momentum reversal, guys. If anybody was taking that, if you caught that, Christian, nice work. I didn't even spot it there because I was looking for price to kind of break out of this area. But this right here was a momentum reversal for 30 points. Price pushed up. We had an inside bar right here. The pending order would have been waiting right there. It dropped to its full TP. Nice, Christian caught that right there. So nice work right there, Christian. This is actually one of the main strategies that we try to apply. That's part of our trading plan for this year. The only problem is that it hasn't been coming up very often. The main 2 strategies that we initially set out to apply were the V1 variations, with confluence, and the momentum reversals. Probably one of the first momentum reversals that's come up in a long time. Yeah, the inside bar is right there. Nice work, Christian. Oh no, Barack said he entered it on his sim. All right, so it looks like we might have an opportunity right here, Barack, for MPSV2. Now has about 50 seconds left on it. So if this candle closes red, this is going to be an MPSV2 entry. Got 40 seconds left on it. It's got some time. Big sell order is flooding in right now. I got 50 contracts just came in for a sell. I hate when the candles close like this or when they come up like this where they start to move at the last second. So I'll watch it over here. We got 20 seconds left. The candle has to close red for me to take entry. It's not looking like it, but we'll see what happens here. We got 10 seconds left on the candle. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The candle did not close red, so there's no entry there. So we're just looking for a red candle here to close. It's got to close below this black line right here. Let's see, we got some sellers coming in, but not strong enough to push price down right now. We got a lot of outside sell orders, so that I mean that they're super far out. People are just trying to get in for sells no matter where. This candle doesn't look like it's going to close red. Candle has about 5 seconds left on it. 4, 3, 2, 1. No entry there. Let's look at this next one. Like 50 seconds, so it's got to wait again. I just don't like that the volatility is so low here. So let's see, we got 30 seconds left on this candle here. Possible buy signal here starting to close out. We've got 20 seconds on this candle here. Got 10 seconds. MPSV2 setting up here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Order submitted.
All right, so I'm in the position right here.
Order submitted.
Let's see, it's at 35.
Order filled.
No. Decent
Order
profit on
filled.
that. Let's see what's going on here. Not right.
Connection lost.
Oh. All right, just want to make sure I'm out. Okay, so full TP on that right there. I gotta connect it. That's like the scariest feeling when you get connection lost and you're in the active position. But we're good. Okay, so I'm out of that position right there, full TP.
Order filled.
All right, fuck. 1 second, guys. I don't know what happened here, but my one. Here, let me check real quick. Okay. For some reason, just one account, I couldn't get out of it. I had to like log into like their account manually to get out of the position. Fuck. That's like that kind of tripped me out right now. Thankfully, he got out like way down here, so he actually got out at like 30 points. That kind of scared me for a second because I'm like, fuck. I had like one hedge client. He got more profit on this trade, but I had one hedge client and I couldn't get it out of his position. And it's just trying to be kind of annoying. Okay, no, we're good. I just want to make sure everything here is out of the position right now. Check the log real quick. Trying to make sure all of the accounts are closed out. Collateral. I think all my positions are closed out right now. That was kind of tricky there for a second. Okay, so I'll keep looking for some more entries here. I think all of my positions are out. For some reason, just one account got trapped in there. All of the positions closed out, and I had to log into one of these accounts here to close out. So if you guys are using a copier and you guys are using NinjaTrader, I would double check your positions if you're like ever in something. So now that this has happened, I just realized like doing micro scalps is like almost impossible to do on if you're trading a bunch of accounts, because I'm trading about 40 accounts here. I'm trading 20 Apex, 7 Tradeify, 1 Perdia, and then about 20 more live funded accounts that are actual real money. So yeah, it's kind of hectic. Okay, I'll keep looking for entries here. I think I'm done now. I'm done with setting or trying to fix this. The next entry that could come up next would. So it actually happened to Christian too. Christian said he got that also. I did what you told me to close manual. Yeah. Nice work, Christian. You actually locked. So Christian locked in way more on that trade because he actually got trapped in the position too. I guess, it's like a good thing and a bad thing that it happened. It would have been bad if price would have swung back up like really quickly, but Christian locked in 3,260. So great work on that trade right there, Christian. Yeah, Barack said it's so worrisome when you think you're out and you find out it's still counting. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at all my accounts here. I'm trying to scroll through to see if there's anything that's like fluctuating, like price going up and down. But I think it's closed out of all of them here. It's the first time it's ever happened to me where like only one account got trapped in there. I mean, I would have been tripping out if I had to log into every single account and try to log them out. Because I have to do it like after like 20 different logins basically. So anyways, let me just put this over here. This is Christian's profits, and I'll take a screenshot of my profits as well. So today's actually been a pretty good day with regard to our entries and our setups here. We had, so the breakout hit full TP there for 100 points, of course. There goes a breakout full TP, 1 to 200 points. So you got that right there. And then we had 3 entries come up today, actually. We had one over here, which was at the red flag, of course, didn't take it. MPSV2. We had a momentum reversal right here, and then we had another MPSV2 that came up right here. So 3 back-to-back winners right here. So then some back scalp V2 for 20 points. And then another one right here. Basically 3 entries right here. Momentum pullback scalp. This one over here was a momentum reversal entry for actually more points. So solid points right there. There goes the setup for that one. And I'll take an actual screenshot of this too so that you guys can see where the entry came up from. I know a lot of you guys sometimes like to see the arrows here. So this red arrow right here is where my entry came in from. And then this is where I exited with the blue arrow. And I'll put that down right there, and I'll take a screenshot of my profits. There's nothing to take right now, guys. I'm still looking for another entry if possible. I mean, ideally, I would like one more entry today. But if I don't see one here, obviously, I'm not going to force it. You guys can see the volatility here is very low. And I'll draw some consolidation here. All right, pretty tight consolidation right there. There's nothing else going on. So as we wait, I'll take a screenshot of all my profits for the day so far. All right, so we'll see if price here actually moves. I mean, looking at this right now, it is going sideways. There's just nothing going on here right now. I mean, there's nothing you could take here even if you wanted to, guys. But anyways, here are my profits for those trades. So here are the first half. Locked in about 665 on like the bigger accounts. The smaller accounts locked in about 180. The medium accounts locked in about 575. So this is like the first 20 of the accounts. And then here's the other 20 of the accounts. They're a little smaller here for the hedge clients. They locked in a little less, about 85. Some hedge clients locked in more, some locked in less. Some locked in more, some locked in less, depending on their risk. Like this one over here, obviously this client locked in about 575. This client locked in 655. This client locked in 85. Just depends on like what the risk is set at. But these are my profits for the day so far. Let's see, I locked in, I'll say just an estimate of about like 5,000. It wasn't a huge trade, but I mean, obviously it was a nice win right there to its full TP. Let's see, PC's asking, are you a licensed stock manager? No, I don't trade stocks. We trade futures. So I'm not a licensed stock manager. You would only need that if you trade stocks or if you give stock advice, but I don't trade stocks at all. Let's see, Maria said, usually I think the target could be the next prior structure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Maria. So like we have the liquidity here that got hit. The next structure that's probably going to get targeted is going to be the London high right here. So we talked about this earlier when we were looking to see how far price can potentially drop. The next target area would be right here, which would be the London high. That's all that's left. The liquidity here is pretty much knocked out already. There's no other liquidity that's close by at least, or not that I can see. The next one is like way down here. It's at the London low. So I don't think this is going to get hit today unless like something crazy happens that causes the market to crash down super heavily. So see, we got this right here, which is another. There's a lot of liquidity up top though. So you can see over here from this upper area, there is a lot of liquidity that's up here. So the thing is, like, once the reversal happens, I mean, it's going to knock out all these targets here, right? Like, there's so much liquidity just hanging out up here. If I turn on my liquidity indicator, you guys can see it's pretty red, right? The darker the red, the more liquidity is sitting there on the higher time frame. So, like, we have lower time frames, and then obviously the higher time frames start to they overlap. So there's a lot of liquidity up top. I mean, once price does swing to the upside and it recovers, then it's going to be a pretty big climb to the upside and it's going to knock out all this liquidity up there. I don't know when it'll happen, but when it does, we'll try to see. Barack said, and this now is a good extension. So here are the profits right here for Barack. Nice work, Barack. You locked in some pretty good stuff too. Barack locked in 2011 for the day. 3 wins over here, one for Euro NZD. So I see you're still trading forex, Barack. Are you trading Euro NZD on the higher time frames? This used to be one of my favorite assets. This was like one of the most more volatile ones compared to the others. Basically any NZD crossover, right? 80 NZD, USD NZD. It was like the trickiest, but it was also like the decently volatile. Okay, nice. You're trading on the daily time frame. That's solid. I was thinking about maybe trading forex again, because with Trump president, he's causing like a lot of volatility in the market, especially with all the tariffs, which I think would be interesting. So I'm gonna look into it. Maybe if I do see some opportunities in there, I will take a look. So there goes Barack's profits. So Barack locked in 2011, and then we have Christian over here with 3,260. Let's see, Medusa double body on the 2-minute and engulfing on the 5-minute if price continues pushing up. Nice work, Medusa. So like looking at this here, yeah, I can see this on the 1-minute too. It's a doji candle. So we don't really have, I mean, it's possibly a double body rejection right there too on this doji, but the doji is also a reversal candle. So you can see over here that the doji is pushing to the upside. I mean, some people call this, there's like different names for the dojis, but I just call it doji. Doji is a reversal pattern, usually indicates that there's a swing in price. So this is one possible start of the flip to the upside. Plus we have Medu's analysis to the upside as well. So thanks for that. We'll do double body on the 2-minute, engulfing on the 5-minute. So if that's the case, let's check here on the 2-minute real quick. Yeah, we got the double body there that Medu just mentioned. And then this is also engulfing, double body. And it looks like it's going to get invalidated right here, Medu. If this here pushes past this low, it's going to invalidate it. But that was a nice identification of setup right there if this pushed up higher. Yeah, this 5-minute, yep. Pretty much wiped it out. Sellers are not done yet. So let's go ahead and take this off. We have another double body rejection right here, actually, guys. So here's another double body rejection from the top end. We got a double body rejection and we have a sell signal and it's engulfing. So 3 confluences right there, double body rejection, or 4 confluences actually. So we got double body V1 variation, engulfing, and a sell signal. So the sellers are still in control here. I mean, it's big dump right there. I'm surprised it dumped like that. Let me check the time and sales. I didn't even hear any big sellers come in, but that thing just. Okay, so they snuck in some orders here. It looks like whoever entered those positions, because it's 740 right now, whoever pushed price down right here, they didn't put one big order, but they flooded in a lot of smaller orders. So they put a bunch of 2 contracts. Someone put in a 30 contract, 12 contract, and then they just like kind of snuck their way in. See, and then right here, it's crazy. They like literally, they put some random orders in, but there were a lot of big, small random orders. So there was a 20 contract, 40 contract, 5 contract, 3 contract, 12 contract, 11 contract, and a bunch of 2 contracts. So whoever pushed price down right here, they were just, or, unless they were just trying to get out of their buy positions, they probably just try to get in and out real quick from this little push for 30 points. But it flooded in like a ton. This might be a trader like me. So now that I'm looking at it right now, this might be another hedge fund manager who's flooding in orders like myself. Like for my accounts over here, so I have about 20 hedge clients, right? With the hedge clients over here, about 20. I don't know if it's 20 or but there might be more, there might be less. But see how I have all these hedge clients right here? Like each client has like different contracts. right? Some of them are putting in 2 contracts, some of them are putting in 5 contracts, some are 6, some are 7, etc. And I'll show you the time and sales here. It's kind of interesting to see how they came in. Let me screenshot this real quick. I just kind of want to show you guys because this is how I put in my orders as well. Because I enter market. And I could tell that this person is probably he's probably a hedge fund manager. He's managing multiple accounts because he's putting in the orders very similar to mine here. Let me just show you guys real quick. I just think it's really interesting when I see stuff like this because I see other people trading kind of what I'm doing too. So see this right here? Let me just save it. It's probably. This is how I know it's not like a big order coming because when it's a big order. So if you look over here, these dark greens mean that there's some buyers trying to push price around. But if you look at this right here, you can see that this is probably someone who's trading like me. Like they're managing a couple of accounts. They have like one client that has 11 contracts, 2 contracts, 12 contracts, 3 contracts, 1 contract, 40 contracts, 5 contracts. They're basically putting in all these orders at the same time. That's how I entered all my positions too, because I have my copier set up. So he's probably managing about like 5 or 6 accounts here, some bigger, some smaller, and he just kind of flooded them in right there at once. And that's what caused this big drop right here because, well, he wasn't the only one. So that was like one trade there. And as I scroll down further, there was another one that came in with like 40 contracts. So, I mean, they might be working as a team. There might be 2 hedge funds kind of trading with each other and they're kind of squeezing trades in the position. But yeah, it's interesting to see another manager kind of putting positions in there. Because usually they're just 1 and 2. Like if you see over here, this is usually how the orders look. If it's a regular trader, they're putting in 1 contract. See, these are all 1, 2 contracts here. And then you get the bigger players putting in the bigger ones there. So that's what caused that big drop right there. There was a bunch of sell orders that came in, kind of just stumped price. It doesn't necessarily mean they're in control. They're not like a big player. They're just a regular manager like me. So, like if it was a big player, they'd be putting in like hundreds of contracts. Like if it was a market maker, they'd be putting in like hundreds of contracts, and they wouldn't stop. So let me see that specific manager put in positions at 740. So if that's the case, I think they're expecting price to come back down lower. So their position was probably like somewhere around here. And their target is probably going to be down here. So that's kind of the cool thing with having the time and sales, because I can kind of see who's entering the positions and I can decide if I want to bandwagon with them, right? Because I mean, technically I can jump in with them if I wanted to. Like if I see them put those big orders in, I'm like, okay, they're pushing price where I think price is going to go. So should I jump in with them and then try to get out right here at the London high? I'm not going to do that, of course. I mean, I got my scare for today already with like that one account that didn't close out. Yeah, for some reason it wouldn't close out at all. I try to flatten all on Replicano. I try to open the account manually over here on my Ninja. Yeah, for some reason his account just didn't close out. It's all good though. At least now I'm aware of it. So that just reminds me, like now when I gotta have everybody's login ready to go just in case. Make sure. Yeah. Log into this a couple times just to make sure they're. Christian said, close my ninja because I don't want greed. V1 variation, the candle's too big. Yeah, Brock said too big for his appetite. Yeah. The candle there is just way too big. There's a V1 variation there that Christian mentioned, but like he said, the candle was just way too big. 60-point candle right there. Let's see, Sam said 44,821 is his area for a buy. 44,986 is for a sell. He waits and watches as it's too late, may take on his personal account. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would just, I mean, I'm the same way. I probably would just wait. The volatility here is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. It's currently at 19 right now, so it's not back to the 15 where it was earlier. Earlier when we were taking our entry over here, it was at like 16 ATR. It's now down to 19, so it's pretty decent. All right. 707. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close down my Ninja. I'm going to mute my. Wait, one active order. It doesn't say I have one active order. Log back into my Ninja real quick. For some reason, it said I had one active order that was still running. Oh, oh, here real quick. Ninja Trader stressed me out today. I don't want to have anything still running. Now I gotta log into all my accounts again. I don't know if you guys hear that bell noise in the background. That's me. It's I have to log into every account individually. All my accounts logged in. I'm gonna try to log into my personal account here and try to do everything. Positions here. I don't understand why does it show that I have one position that's active. Hmm, I don't know. Ninja Trader stressing me out today. It says I have one account, like I have a pending order that's active, but I don't see it on my chart. I keep flattening everything. It's okay. Anyways, guys, there's no entries here available right now. Sorry, you guys have to deal with me trying to figure out Ninja Trader. But yeah, there's no positions running right now. It's market's kind of just staying flat right now at the moment. So let me see if there's any questions before get off here. Christian said done for the day. Have a good day, guys. Yeah, see you later, Christian. Christian's done. PC said, I'm confused. Is it a hedge fund a pool of funds that reduces risk by investing in both directions? That's what the term hedge fund essentially means. No, that's not exactly what it is. Hedge funds operate differently. I mean, some hedge funds they trade directional. Some hedge funds do what you mentioned, which is they arbitrage. So I think what you're talking about is an arbitrage strategy for a hedge fund. Hedge funds don't necessarily mean the same thing. So like a hedge fund is It could mean a pool of funds. That's more of a CPO. That's different. That's like a community pool operator. It's a little different. But hedge fund is different. Hedge fund just means it's a firm that trades people's money. So for me, I'm more of a CTA. It's like CTA is like a certified trading advisor. And there's different licenses for it. So like for example, I'm taking the test to get my Series 3, which is for futures. But a hedge fund is you can do whatever. Like hedge funds can trade directional, hedge funds can arbitrate, hedge funds can trade options, they can do credit spreads. There's millions of hedge fund strategies. Hedge fund doesn't mean that it's a pool of funds. That's more of a CPO. So yeah, I mean for mine specifically, mine's more of it's called a managed futures hedge fund. So like for futures, this type of hedge fund basically that's why I have all these accounts here because I have my account and then it copies to all the other accounts, right? So that's what a managed futures hedge fund is. Like my main account here is like this one that locked in like the 665 and then all these accounts copy it. So that's how this type of hedge fund operates. There's different types of hedge funds. There's stock hedge funds, there's options hedge funds, there's currency hedge funds, there's futures hedge funds like mine is. They're all different. So yeah, I think you're generalizing the term hedge fund, but it's not what you mentioned. There's so many different ones out there. You know, there's hedge funds that trade real estate, like they buy property and then they operate that way. A hedge fund really just operates, it just manages money for people, but it's not one specific strategy. There's like a ton of different strategies that you can apply or that your manager can apply. It depends on what your manager wants to do, right? Some are risky, some are less risky. Like you said, there's some funds that are, they just what they do is they trade both directions and they hold on to stuff long term. That's another way of doing it. Yeah, so I mean, I wish I could give you a straight answer, but there's no one definition for hedge fund. There's like a ton of different types of hedge funds, and it just depends on how that manager how he manages the fund. All right, Sam City, I come down a little lower line before, please. It's so slow, which is good, but killing him. Yeah. So, like I said, I think price is going to try to hit this target right here. And that's kind of what you're aiming for, probably, right, Sam? But like you said, it's kind of tough where price is sitting right now because it's not necessarily the volatility is too low. I don't see any reversal patterns here to the upside yet. I mean, we had a double body rejection right here, but obviously it invalidated and then it came back down further. But I don't see any reversal patterns over here yet. Like I don't see any engulfing. I don't see anything here pointing that price is going to reverse to the upside yet. So I think price might make its way down further. It might just consolidate around this middle area for a bit. I mean, just looking at this here, I'll draw some. It's really just consolidating right now at this point. It's really just consolidating right there down this point. I mean, the trade's still running, so from what I saw, I mean, price can still make its way down. I personally would have moved, I would have had a trailing stop in place. So like when price came down like this, I probably would have trailed it and then got out. Because the volatility here is just a little too low. So yeah, Sam said, thanks, Sean, for today. Green day again. All happy today, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's all good. It's just another, if you look over here at the price action, it's really consolidation, consolidation, consolidation this whole time. If you look at the clean chart, I mean, price did drop lower. But if you look over here and we show on the levels, kind of just extended out a little bit more. So consolidation dropped a little bit. Obviously, some more consolidation right there. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done for the day. I only took one trade, which was this one right here. You guys can see on my screen as my entry point, my exit right there. There's a couple other entries that came up right here. There was a red flag, so I couldn't take this MPSV2. And then this right here was a momentum reversal, which I missed, but Christian did catch it. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in the team profits. We have Barack here locked in 2011. And we have Christian here locked in 3,260. And then, of course, from my accounts over here, in total, I'll just estimate it around 5,000 to 6,000 around there. Probably more, but I'm just gonna guesstimate because I don't want to have to add this up. It's gonna take too long. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. If you guys don't have to trade, I would just hang out and come back tomorrow fresh. Otherwise, if you guys want to keep following this, the target price point is going to be the sessions down here, which is at 44,844. It's on its way down right now, so it could very well hit it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is, and I'll come back here tomorrow fresh as we wrap up this NFP trading week. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys.